Okay, now we're truly live on YouTube, evidently. I haven't looked, I don't have the chat room open yet, but anyway. Okay, so I think we could start recording.
Coming out to you, America, Canada, Europe, parts of Belgium. Is that in Europe?
It
And
sure
the
is,
armed
Greg.
forces. This is Greg Fitzsimmons. And
Allison Rosen, welcome to Childish. How's it going, Greg? Look, we might be off our game. We're 3 years into a pandemic. I'm not sleeping well. Greg is wearing a hat, and a hat I've not seen before, and he told me his energy might be a little low. We're streaming on YouTube because the people demand it. They demand to see. I put on makeup, which is like a whole pain in the ass. Greg, you look fresh as a daisy as always.
I shaved a couple days ago,
How often do you have to shave?
twice a week at the most.
I feel like that's good. Like, I know that's a whole thing with dudes about wanting to have a 5 o'clock shadow, but as someone who's kind of got a 5 o'clock leg shadow going, because I haven't lasered all my hair off my body like I feel like every other woman in LA has, I don't see the benefit of, needing to keep up the hair so much.
Wait, once you laser, do you never have to shave again?
That is the promise of laser hair. Welcome to a
Oh,
podcast about children. That is the promise of laser hair removal. However, what I hear is that eventually it does start growing back, but it's like much more, it's finer.
it's
It's,
like vasectomies sometimes reverse themselves right in
yes,
the guy's ball sack.
that's right. You know how some women can, or maybe, it's not just women, some people can tie a cherry stem in their mouth
I
where like,
certainly do.
yeah, I know. That was like such a big thing. I have a couple older brothers who are probably your age, maybe a little older than you, Greg. And I feel like I can remember when one of them in particular was very taken with people who could tie cherry stems in knots in their mouth. That had a moment. But anyway, that's like what the tubes do in your balls.
Exactly right. And I can remember watching my niece do it when she was little, and I was like, even though that's a harmless, fun thing, she was doing a cherry stem with her. I was like,
Yeah.
no, that's not. Kids aren't supposed to do that.
No. I honestly no one should do it unless they're in a nightclub.
It's a happy hour move. It's like,
Yes.
there's a guy playing guitar. He's got a beer. There's a cigarette sticking out of the top of his strings, and he's
Right.
singing, "Lean her up against the wall and have a gang bang." Da-da-da. You know that
And
song?
then I don't, but it sounds really good.
There were places in Cape Cod, Boston, that I don't know where else they had happy hours, but I imagine they're all around the country. But, happy hours where it's like, starts at 4 o'clock, ends at 8. And there's a guy who sings dirty songs on guitar, and everybody sings along. And it's a great way to start the weekend on a Friday. And I can
I mean,
remember, well, it's a childish show. Let's stick to talking about kids.
well, wait a minute.
All right.
You can't. Yeah, you got to tell me this. Come on.
So I'm at the happy hour, and then this girl comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, you're the guy that was in the newspaper today,"
Ooh.
because there was like the school newspaper, and they interviewed people about what their favorite food was to get at the student union. And I said something hilariously funny. I can't
Mhm.
remember what.
Yeah.
And they printed it. And so she recognized me, and we were both drunk, and I made out with her. And then I went back to her apartment and made sweet, sweet love to her at about, I don't know, 8:15 p.m.
It's an
And
early
then,
time for love.
uh, and was at my girlfriend's party by
Oh
nine
my God.
thirty,
I
ten
am
o'clock.
scandalized, Greg. Did you cheat on every? And please don't. Let's just before we head into the down this road. Is this the kind of thing where afterwards you're going to feel like you shouldn't have talked about it?
Now, I will talk about this because when I was in college, I
Okay.
was uh, I was known to stray. I was not a good boyfriend in college.
Did you cheat on everyone? You cheated on everyone up until your wife, right?
I
And
have,
when you stopped.
well, I would say it slowed down towards not everyone, not everyone. Some, but not others.
Hmm.
But it was college. Come on. I went to school with 30,000 kids. It was crazy.
Wait, was it the college newspaper that
Yeah,
you had?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
for some reason I figured it was the high school newspaper.
No.
That student union, although I guess why would a high school have a student union? But that kind of like hard hitting reportage about your favorite snack felt more like high school to me. Did you ever get
Now
caught?
this was college level comedy.
Did you ever get caught
I got
cheating?
caught that night.
What happened?
She smelled it on me.
Ick.
Yep. Sent me straight home with
Um,
no dessert.
did she break up with you?
We used to break up and get back together a lot.
Mm,
Yeah. She used to cheat on me too, though, just in my defense.
okay. Well, I'm sure she had her reasons.
Why are you defending her? You don't even know her.
Girl
You know-
code.
yeah.
No, I don't. I'm sure. The whole thing. I don't know. Listen, Greg. Have you seen the show Yellowjackets or heard of it on Showtime?
I think I've heard of it. Is it the one with what's his name?
I don't think so. I mean,
Kevin Costner?
no, you're thinking of Yellowstone.
Oh.
Yellowjackets. I think you would like. It's about a girls soccer team that gets stranded. They're in an airplane and it crashes in like the Canadian wilderness in 1996.
Oh, it's a true story.
No, well, it's probably based on a true story, but I don't think so.
Okay.
So it goes. There's two timelines. So there's the girls in 1996 who are stranded in the wilderness and what happens to them, and it goes to some dark places. And then there's the survivors in the present day, and it's Juliette Lewis, Christina Ricci, blanking on the names of some of the others, but it's like pretty prominent actresses. And it's really well done. And I'd heard a lot about it, but I knew that there was. I'm not giving anything away by saying like it involves cannibalism, and
No,
it's sort
no,
of
you're not
scary.
giving anything away.
Like the first scene of it shows
Okay.
something. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the very very first scene, it opens on a scene of cannibalism, and then you spend the rest of the season kind of wondering how did they get to this point, and also who are the people, because their faces are all obscured in the
Yeah.
first scene. They're wearing these
Okay.
like kind of scary masks, like who's who and what's going on. But anyway, it's good. It's a very like addictive, binge-worthy show. But aside from all of that, my only point I want to make is there's a scene where a couple people, like a woman and then not her husband, are in bed. And then her husband comes home and he's about to get in that bed. And the whole time I was thinking, how is he not gonna be aware that there was just another dude in that bed?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like even if one of my children were on my side of the bed, I'd be like, someone has, but especially because one time Elliot left a chicken nugget on my pillow. But even without the nugget, I would know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like an old blues song, there was another mule kicking in my barn. There's a line from an old blues song, a Robert Johnson song.
Listen, I feel like I know this is like, it's when we do the YouTube aspect of it, that does not necessarily carry over into the audio episode in terms of the content. But I just need to open up the chat room and just see what's going on. People could be rioting.
Yeah, let's see what's going on.
I have
Let's
no
see what's
idea.
going on.
Right. So Pete, just, if you need to cut this out, that's okay. Let's just see. Okay. Oh, listen, I feel like I need. Stop, other me. Okay. And then I'll do this. Pete, tighten all this up, as you so well do. Okay.
Lean her up against the wall and have a gang. And the girls would sing along with it too. Lean her up against the wall and have a gang. Yeah,
It's kind of crazy how much was acceptable back then.
Yep.
I had a recent thought, which is I was just in the bathroom getting ready, and I suddenly remembered a professor on the phone jokingly saying to me, "What are you wearing?" But it was a joke. But this was a professor that I had I thought I was in love with him. Nothing physical ever happened between us.
Yeah.
But we had this very close emotional relationship I truly thought like it was going to be something. It's a much longer story, but I was thinking about that and I was thinking like that's 100% inappropriate. And then I was thinking about so many relationships or flirtations or things that I was involved in between the ages of like 15 and 30 by today's standards were 100% Me Too situations. I was constantly getting crushes on people in positions of authority. And whereas now I think people are, and rightfully so, probably offended by a boss hitting on you or a married person hitting on you. I was just flattered by the attention. I had such low self-esteem. I was flattered by the attention. And instead of being like, fuck you, my reaction was just to be like, yes, now I have a crush on you. So I was thinking the whole thing was a reflection on the low self-esteem that I had and how sad it is that I didn't see how messed up all that was. But then I was talking to my therapist about it, and she was saying that a lot of women have stories like that, and really that the culture has changed so fast that a lot of us are just kind of still catching up.
Well,
She
yeah.
wasn't defending them, but just saying that it's not necessarily that I was so messed up to have been flattered by that attention. I don't know. It's a lot to think about.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, it's making people's heads spin, and it's making men get really freaked out because things were one way forever.
Mm-hmm.
And now there is a seismic shift in the way we are demanding or asking men to see women and to see boundaries. And so I don't, it's there's a lot of blowback from it. I mean, can say as a stand-up comic, what you see on stage about people making fun of the Me Too movement and marginalizing it, and certainly there's parts of it that need to be reined in, but the general spirit of it is progress,
right?
And we'll see where it all settles once the excitement of it calms down, and once the backlash of it calms down, we'll see where we are in 5 years.
I've heard you say, and I don't know if it was specifically about this, I think it was, that there's an overcorrection happening that's been needed. And I think about that a lot, as I think of that's like a pretty smart take on it. That yes, in a lot of areas of progress right now, one could say like it's going too far, it's too much. Like let's be real, but it's because it was so retrograde for so long.
Well, change is met with resistance. I mean, It's just think about in your own life when you try to exercise or you try to make a fundamental change in yourself.
Every single thing I'm doing right now, I don't want to do.
Yeah. And subconsciously you fight it. And that's how society works as well. That's how the human psyche works. We don't, change is probably bad for you in nature in some cases, And so when a real change that's necessary happens, we have to override the instincts to keep things the status quo.
I need to just share something with you.
Oh boy.
That's right.
Oh boy.
It's about Songfinch, which is this company where you can ask them to create a custom song for someone in your life that you love, be it a spouse, a Valentine, a child, a mother, a father, a podcast host.
Right.
And you give them the details. You can choose the genre, you can choose this, that, whatever. And they come up with a personalized radio quality song full of details about your life, your relationship, etc. Songs are created and delivered in 4 to 7 days. You never have to worry about shipping because they're emailed to you. So Greg, I have a song to share with you.
No, you don't.
For you. Yes.
No.
Yes. Now, Pete, take this part out. Here's the deal. We could have him cut it down to like 15 to 20 seconds, but for now, just because I was involved in the creation, I think you should at least listen to, and our YouTube people should hear the whole thing.
I love it. Okay.
And we gotta get it going with the homie Greg Fitzsimmons and Allison Rosen, the masterminds behind the Childish show. It's apparently by parenting over 100 episodes. Had an old segment called Explosive Diarrhea, where they read from the journal till they ran out of entries. They're still kicking, taking listeners' calls, talking everything parent. This podcast got it all. Will he be able to do it again? Vegas odds on us doing it again. Allison and Greg in the Childish Podcast. Sunday papers up, Wordle Weekly, and your favorite host who got great chemistry. Unless we're talking Zoom, Grace a frozen screen, maybe we'll just blame it on his ADHD. A lot of inside jokes and funny memories. FS, sketch, fresh, chicken, spread fruit and berry. Throwing the move on the wife for the first live show. And then mistakenly went to record and we're driving to other studios. Will he be able to do it again? Making songs on us, doing it again. We've done it again. Why do we think we won't do it again? 1, 2, record, now let's go. Talking how we want, cause this is our show. Childish Podcast, ready to download from the bottom of our hearts into your headphones. Big Star Radio combination with Allison Rosen. It's your new best friend. Coming straight from the studio. Click Childish Podcast, now you're ready to go.
I faded that out myself.
That was
fade out.
crazy, Allison. How did that happen?
Well, it took a lot of doing, Greg, and I chose the genre, I chose the tempo. For my own show, I am doing, I think, did I choose a folk song? I can't remember.
Did you write all the lyrics, or they help you write the lyrics?
No, they wrote the lyrics. I told them to include like our names and the names of our shows. I told them about the will they do, why do people think we can't do it again when we've done it again?
Yeah.
All that stuff. Any of the inside jokes, but they put it together. Listen, songs are $200, but with code Childish, you get $20 off your own custom song this week only. Just $179 for a gift they will treasure forever. Look how happy Greg is. But hurry, you have to use the code Childish for $20 off this week only. Visit Songfinch, that's SONGFINCH.com, and use code Childish for $20 off your very own custom song. I also want to tell you guys about Daily Harvest.
Wait, can I just say one thing?
Yes, you can.
We just played a clip of that, but at the end of the episode, I think we should play the song in its entirety.
That is a wonderful...
So stick around if you want to hear the whole thing.
Wonderful idea. Let's be real. I think we can all probably up our fruit and veggie game. It's hard to get in all your fruits and veggies because, you need a lot. This year, you're going to want to change that. I do. That's why I'm keeping my freezer stocked with Daily Harvest. The Daily Harvest stuff is so good. They have these delicious harvest bowls, flatbreads, smoothies, and more. The flatbreads, I think, are my favorite, but they're all so good. They're tomato and zucchini minestrone soup, delicious. So Daily Harvest is all about preserving and protecting the earth for future and current generations, from their recyclable and compostable packaging to investing in organic farming practices and reducing food waste. You can feel good about the choices you are making physically and for the environment, and it's all delicious. Daily Harvest makes it easy to feel good about what I'm doing for myself and the planet. Go to dailyharvest.com/childish to get up to $40 off your first box. That's dailyharvest.com/childish for up to $40 off your first box. dailyharvest.com/childish.
Allison, I want to discuss with you no monthly fees. Kick off 2022 with a better checking account with no monthly fees. Chime, an award-winning app and debit card, has no overdraft fees, foreign transaction fees, monthly fees, or service fees. With over 60,000 fee-free in-network ATMs at many locations, like most Walgreens, 7-Eleven, CVS, you can access your money when you need it, where you need it. You can also send money to anyone, even if they aren't on Chime. Fee-free for you and no cash out fees for them. I love Chime because they hook me up with an account, and I go to, I buy my lottery tickets at the 7-Eleven, and then I get my lottery ticket and I make my weekly cash withdrawal, and I do it with no fees right where I am anyway. I don't have to go to a bank. It's very convenient. So make your first good decision of the new year and join over 10 million people using Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/childish. That's chime.com/childish.
Wonderful.
Banking services provided by and debit card issued by Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank NA. Member FDIC. Get fee-free transactions at any MoneyPass ATM in a 7-Eleven location and at any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM. Otherwise, out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply. Sometimes pay anyone instant transfers can be delayed. The recipient must use a valid debit card or be a Chime member. to claim funds.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
When you hear all that at the end and it's fast, did the voice actor read it fast or did they speed it up?
I think they sped it up, and maybe that's
so.
what we should do. Maybe if I read it normal and then we just cranked it up.
Yeah, we had a listener who works in the field and offered to do that for us, I think.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we got to find that email.
Right.
Should we do some news?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Why don't you start?
Okay. I will start by talking about an adorable little kid, ethnic. I don't know what ethnicity, but his name is Ayansh Kumar, and he looks like he is I don't know. Oh, he's 22 months old. He's from New Jersey, and he already knows how to handle a cell phone, and more hilariously, to supply his family with more furniture than they'll ever need. On his mom's device, the little one began clicking away recently, ordering more than $1,700 worth of furniture from an online cart she'd begun on her Walmart account. He found the cart icon, and soon an array of packages began arriving at the family's home. Pramod Kumar, a father of 3, said, "This came as a surprise to us, as we never thought we would place this many orders." Anyway, so I just think it's funny that that a kid, they are better at 22 months with a phone than we are. They can do things we can't even do.
Oh yeah, they totally know. I mean, I'm just wondering, does he have good taste? Are we talking like rustic farmhouse? Are we talking Hollywood Regency? What kind of style is he into?
We're talking Walmart. So mid-century modern?
Mid-mod.
Mid-mod?
Yes. My kids know how to add to cart. And when they want something, they talk about, instead of like, let's go to the store and get it, it's like, can we order it on the computer? And they would know how to do this.
Have there been any unauthorized purchases?
No, but there have been things where they are about to buy something expensive. They've been like upselled something in an app, and then they come, to Daniel or me and like hold out the iPad. I need your password. And I actually almost sprung for some, $50 subscription to some game and I was like, wait a minute, we don't want this. I would just kind of like on autopilot started typing in the password. So no, thankfully we have not received $1,700 of furniture, but I could see how it would happen.
Yeah, Jojo got online one time and she ordered a bunch of stuff within a game, like you buy tokens and stuff, and she bought a lot. And we had to get on the phone with the company and explain, sometimes these companies need to understand that the person they're dealing with has a podcast or 3 and loves talking about companies fucking him over. And so that was explained to them, and suddenly everything was refunded.
Well, look at that.
Well, that's the advice I give to everybody. Start a podcast.
Start a podcast. That's right. Are you playing Wordle? Do you know about Wordle?
Every day. As soon as I wake up, I make a cup of coffee, and then I lay down on the bed next to my wife. I get up, I make her tea, I make me coffee.
Oh, that's nice.
Then I bring it inside, I give it to her, and we sit down next to each other and we do it with the Wordle.
With Wordle, yeah.
Yeah.
Like together you do one Wordle, or you
No.
separately?
She does it, I do it, and then we compare notes.
Do you have?
And then we're also on a text chain with about a dozen people that are all doing it too.
Do you have a specific word you start with?
Yes.
What is it?
It's either raise or adieu.
That's good.
Adieu has 4 vowels in it.
Yeah, that's great. Mine has been moist or beast. I don't think they're great ones to start with.
Moist or beast? I don't love B and I don't love M.
Yeah.
Roast is good.
Roast.
R's come up with R's, S's, T's, and vowels. That's what you want to know.
I feel like a Jew is a Jew. Adieu. How do you say it? Is great.
Adieu.
Yeah. If I do like 3 of them and I still haven't gotten anywhere, I find myself wanting to just be like, forget you. It's really weird.
Wait, like, you do more than one a day? We only do one a day. Where do you get the other one?
No, sorry. What I mean is if I am on, you get 6 tries. And
Yeah.
so if I'm on the third or fourth turn and I still feel like I'm not getting anywhere, like
Oh
for
yeah, because
me to have
you're Vicky vocabulary. You're this is your game. This is a
right.
home game for you. Yeah.
So if I can't get it in 3,
Yeah.
and I don't often, it's not like all the time I'm getting it in 3, but I feel like I have to get it in 3. And if I don't, then I'm like, I don't care about you.
Yeah.
I psych myself out really fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. And I can see that I've done that with my career.
Sometimes I wonder if I have to.
Yeah, maybe. But I have had coin tosses the last 2 days where I get all the letters except for one, but there's 3 words that it could be, and it could easily be any of the 3.
Yes.
Like today was, what was today? Do you remember today's?
I haven't done today's yet. I tend to do it at night.
Oh, I'll just say that I had 4 of the 5 letters after 2 guesses, and then I had to guess 3 more times to get the 1 letter.
And you had them in the right spot too.
I had the I had the 4 in the right spot. But
frustrating.
Hey, it's fun though. It's really fun. I love it.
And did you hear that the creator, so it was bought by the New York Times and the creator got $1 million.
That's it?
Like, that was my reaction. Not that I'm sitting on $1 million. Yes. That was my reaction. Like, oh, did you just go for the first offer? Come on, dude. The whole world is playing Wordle.
Wow. Yep. Well, maybe, Jesus. They're British, so maybe they were like, that's fine. We just need tea and crumpets. Right. And a small dog. I mean, that's like, you think about some internet phenomenons, people make $50 million.
Yeah.
$1 million.
I know. Yeah, wow. I feel you. Come on, New York Times. You know you took advantage of the guy.
I wonder if they gave him a free Sunday delivery, though, on top of it.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, Greg.
Yeah.
Did you know 5 million more Americans became gun owners during the pandemic? So the COVID-19 pandemic, in case you're confused about which pandemic, has triggered a surge in new gun owners. So data shows that between January 2020 and April 30th of this year, which this is I just tipped my hand. This is a story from the very end of 2021. So between January 2020 and April 30th of 2021, 5.1 million Americans bought their first guns. And that's following 2.4 million who did so in 2019. I remember when everything started, and there was a huge line around the block of the local gun store here. And I'm like very anti-gun, but I remember thinking, should we get one? It sort of makes sense. I don't really know why, but it feels like society's collapsing.
Yeah, well, my nephew, I've told you about my nephew. He went out for the Navy SEALs, and he made it to the final cut. He trained with them for like 9 months, and he's a big gun nut. He's from South Africa originally. That's where he grew up. And so he's got all these guns. He's got Glocks, and so he's like, great. And I had never shot a gun. Mm-hmm. I'd shot like a little 22, which is like a nothing gun in a field in Pennsylvania once. And so he's like, I'm going to take you to the range. So we went to the range, and like you said, the line was around the corner. Yeah. And then when you went inside, we had to buy bullets, and bullets were like so expensive because there's a shortage of them. There's not enough bullets. And well, there's plenty of bullets. And Chris Rock's, I think, was it Chris Rock who had that joke about like, if you want to stop people getting shot, charge $5,000 a bullet. Then you got to really think, is this motherfucker worth a? And so I went in and I shot a Glock at a Target for a while.
Didn't do it for you?
Didn't really do it for me. I
thought you were supposed to like get an instant erection.
I know. I was waiting for the erection, and instead I just felt like, it just felt like, I don't know. I'd rather play it on a video game where I could like have more fun in my house and look at real targets and whatever. But I was thinking about, because there will be a civil war in this country. I think that's pretty obvious. And when it happens, us liberals are kind of fucked because we don't have the guns. and they've got a lot of guns.
Right. Like, should we just buy some, bury them in our backyard or wherever a safe place is, just in case? I feel like we should secretly train. We should like the Israeli army. Like we should be in,
Battle ready.
Yeah, but secretly. So we can like preach love and kindness and all the stuff we do, but then secretly we're training and we're like, there's a word that I can't think of for what we are going to be. Impenetrable, inviolate, just, ripped.
Yeah. Right.
Like you think I'm just a flabby mom, but underneath it all, I'm Linda Hamilton and I'm like a sharpshooter.
That's what I liked about that movie with the 3 women last year, where they were all badasses, is they were not all like athletic looking women. And they were all, did you see the one? They were like mob wives who were getting ripped off. And it had Queen Latifah and Amy Poehler, I forget. But anyway, good. No, I think a gun needs to be, you need to know what you're doing. You can't just buy a gun. You're like you said, you got to train. You got to go to the range. You have to understand how to clean it and how to store it. And it's a lot. It's a lot.
How to use it.
Yeah, you got to know how to use a gun. And
I have the time on my hands. I mean, I could learn.
I could make time. I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it that much. I sort of like, my feeling is I'm not enjoying life that much that I'm going to like, crawl through a fucking field with an AK-47 to stay alive. If you're coming for me, let's just do it fast.
Yeah, you say that now, but I feel like that's actually the one situation where I could, lift a Volkswagen or take someone out if I had to. It would be like if someone was coming for me or my family. In the same way, Greg, I feel like I've heard you say things like, what did you decide is the age that you want to peace out? 78 or something?
No, 79.
Okay, so 79. But I feel like when you're 78 and we're still doing this podcast and we're still not talking about children that much, but enough.
Grandchildish.
You're going to be like, I amended it. Now I want 89.
I'll be drinking by then. That's for sure.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I start drinking at 62.
Oh,
just a highball after dinner, and a couple glasses of wine with dinner, maybe a beer in the afternoon.
It's a lot of drinks a lot of drinks you're adding into your day.
Well, with the edibles, it only makes sense to have at least a few.
Should we do?
By the way, Monday. I think Monday is going to be Mushroom Monday. It's going to be like 73 degrees here on the west side, and me and a group of friends are going to go to the beach and take mushrooms.
How fun!
Yeah, we're going to start at 11:30, and then we're going to stay until the sun sets.
Well, I hope you see things in a way you never have before.
And
you realize how connected we all are.
I think I will. I'm going with some good guys.
Does doing mushrooms ever give you a kind of like, I saw things clearly and now I'm really going to kick ass in my career? Or does it always pull you away from ambition?
No. The thing about ambition is, like a lot of times during the day, because I have ADHD, I scream at myself, come on, Fitzsimmons, you can do it. And that is not really the right way to have ambition. You're supposed to ground yourself and sort of find a way to flow into it and shrink obstacles and just, so anyway, I think mushrooms helps you find a way to flow into it more.
I got to try these one day. You know what I find very appealing? Ketamine being used to treat depression.
I have a guy
who is doing it or who offers
Well, no,
it?
Duncan Trussell had really good experience with it. He had bad depression and he feels like it really cured him.
Really?
And it's a doctor on the west side. He's in Santa Monica, and he's been recommended then by my primary care physician, recommended the same guy. So he's the guy. It's not covered by insurance now though, and it's pretty expensive.
But it's like, I don't even want to do it for depression. I just want to do it.
Oh.
I mean, but
Well, then that's called Special K, and you get that in the projects.
Yeah. But why has it got to be that way? explain to me. I don't think I'm a candidate because from what I understand, you have to demonstrate. Well, wait a minute. If insurance doesn't cover it at all, then you wouldn't have to demonstrate that a bunch of pills didn't work for you. You could just
No,
say,
in order to
hey,
be in order to legally do it, you have to show
Oh.
that you have tried 2 or 3 different antidepressants and had no success.
yeah,
And
that's
then
not
they
really
let you
me.
do it.
But it just seems appealing, especially the like intranasal one. You don't even have to, get an IV. You just sniff it and then go on a journey in a comfortable chair.
Yeah, Neil Brennan did it too, and he had good luck with
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I mean, look, for our listeners out there, we are not recommending unsupervised drug use. We're just
No.
simply saying if you have depression, there are ways of dealing with it, whether it's psilocybin or ketamine. There's ways to talk to your primary care physician and see if they'll guide you towards something that might help with your depression.
Yeah. But, there's also less trippy stuff too that many people have success with. Okay, should we do highs and lows?
Yes,
Let's do it. I'll start because I think you started last time.
I believe I did.
I believe you did. Now, what I can't remember is if this was also my high last time. I don't think so. My kids are back in school.
Oh, no, it was
Yeah,
not last
I don't
time.
think so.
No.
I kept them home for winter break, and then the surge happened. The school itself postponed starting a week because everyone was worried. And then I decided I'm going to keep them home because I'm too worried. Not like I know that most likely, even if they get COVID, they're going to be fine. I just felt like if I can avoid having to deal with the chaos of all of this, I just would rather.
Right.
So kept him home for 3 weeks. Was kind of waiting because I have friends whose kids went to preschool and the preschools got shut down. And sorry, when I say shut down, I just mean because there was COVID and so everyone had to quarantine. I don't mean like shut down permanently, but I just wanted to see how bad it was. And then really things seemed to be okay. So even though I was anxious about it, we sent them back, and the change is like instant with them. They both seem so much happier and calmer, and life feels more normal. And I thought,
When's the last time they
No.
were in school?
In December.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they were out for, let's see, they got sick.
They went back in September, right?
They went back in, I think Elliot went back in July and Owen started in September.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So they were in till December and then winter break and then they went back, whatever, like late January.
Right.
Mid to late January. But just all over, like the whole family, it just feels better. Everything feels like we're sort of back in our routine. Because I had gotten used to not waking up early to take them to school or to take Elliot to
Right.
school. And I was liking that. So I was stressed about having to get up early. But it's definitely just better now that we're back.
Good. That's
Yeah.
exciting. I mean,
think so.
God, it's such a shame the kids are. Everybody says, "Oh, this is the worst." 3, that's the worst. 17, that's the worst age. They're all tough because
Yeah.
kids are going through stages constantly. They're
Mhm.
going through developmental stages, and to be pulled out of normal
Right.
contact with people. So that's great. I'm really
Right.
happy for them. Good.
Thank you. What's your high?
LA Rams, baby! Woo! Yeah!
Yay! I am also excited.
Well, look, the truth is I'm not like a crazy sports fan. I love watching sports. I love watching football. I haven't been a fan of a team in many years. But the Rams have captured my heart over the last couple of years. They got this new quarterback, Stafford, who is a young, he's not young. He put in his time with the Detroit Lions for like 7 years, which was the worst team in the league. And they scooped him out of there and they put him in the team. And all of a sudden, they got Odell Beckham Jr., anyway, I don't want to get into it because I know you don't love sports, but like, it's exciting to be on board with a team for the last couple of years and see them go to the Super Bowl. And, I just wish that Owen was more into it because we were Giants fans when he was a little kid and we used to watch all the New York Giants games. And then, they won the Super Bowl, and that was like that. I said it's never going to get this good again, Owen. You know, it's you're. But now, if he was a LA Rams fan, he could double down with two different teams.
Right.
But he
Well,
doesn't give a shit.
does Erin care?
She sits in the room with me when I play, but she has her laptop open when I'm watching, but she has her
Got it.
laptop open. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see where that would be very exciting if you're invested in the team. And an embarrassing thing is that I've tried so many times to understand caring about sports, and I never really have until I watched Ted Lasso. And I was like, oh, I get it now. I get the way you become invested in particular characters or particular
Right. They're
players.
stories. They're
Yeah.
all just stories. Like this guy Stafford, you know, like there's some redemption about a guy who was a leader back with a terrible team and not to knock Detroit, but it's not as glamorous as LA. And then he gets kind of scooped up and brought to this cool city, and he's got all these superstar players around him. Cooper Kupp is his wide receiver, is the best. He's the best wide receiver in the league, one of the best players in the league.
It's an amazing name too, Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. And
So
the
good.
cool thing about these two guys is they met last year and they hit it off, and they decided, because a wide receiver and a quarterback have to be like mind melding on the field, because the quarterback is throwing the ball before that wide receiver is making the turn sometimes. So he has to know where he's going to be. And so they decided to have breakfast every day before practice.
Oh, I love
and
that.
they've done that all year, and they get together and they talk, and it shows. You see them on the field together, and it's like they're in total sync. It's amazing.
Is their chemistry as good as ours?
That's not fair. Allison. Nobody's going to live up to that standard. No.
Okay. Is theirs as good as Kelly and Ryan from Live with, Kelly and Ryan?
If I sensed there was a human being in the suit that they call Ryan Seacrest, can he have chemistry with any other living organism?
I don't know. I don't normally watch morning TV, but I watched an episode of the show where they were interviewing Tom Selleck, and they were all in their respective homes connecting on Skype. Yeah. And I thought, oh my God. And no shade, but even though what I'm about to say is shady, this is so stilted. I hope everyone respects their favorite podcasters for being able to do what they do despite connecting remotely, because these people are, at the top of the game, and you can definitely tell that they are connecting remotely and something is missing.
Something's missing, and it's a soul in Ryan Seacrest. I mean, that guy is just, he is made to sell products.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's unbelievable to me. There's always that guy. And I could have been him if I was smart.
How
Speaking of which, how's your video camera coming along?
My video camera. Well, I'm staring at it. It's over there, and it's not really set up.
It's not set up.
I mean, but there's this one that I'm sticking my finger into right now.
On your computer?
Yeah. Well, no, it's a webcam attached to my computer.
Oh, well, that's a step up.
Yeah. See, and look, I know you haven't been here in ages, but I've got lights. I've got a whole setup happening.
I'm ready. Greg. As soon as you invite me, I will drive over the hill into your little valley.
My little valley.
We'll podcast live. Yeah.
Listen, I am choosing between 3 lows, and it wasn't a bad week. I'm just trying to figure out which low to go with, and I will go with the one that involves my child. So Owen got home from preschool, and he wanted to be in the bathroom with me while I was putting on makeup again. Reminder, yes, I am wearing makeup because we are streaming this, youtube.com/AllisonRosen. And he got down on all 4s on the bath mat, and then he was kind of holding himself almost in so he's like up on his 2 hands and on his knees, and then he just goes boom and just bonks his head onto the ground, his forehead, and it made a sound, and then he started crying, and I picked him up and was like, do you want me to kiss it and blah blah blah, but what the fuck, like why did he do that? And he had done something similar a couple times like a year and a half ago, where we used to have this rectangular table in Elliot's room, and we swapped it out for a round one because Owen just crashed his head into it and like gave himself not a full black eye but a bruise around his eye.
By accident.
By accident. Well, but he deliberately, no, on purpose. He headbutted it with his eye.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I guess I'm wondering, what does this mean? Why is he doing this? I feel like that's a thing that kids do, but headbanging a little bit. I need to look it up. I mean, this is the kind of question.
Oh, it's totally. I mean, what do you think football is? We're battering rams. We want to bash our head against stuff.
I don't.
Yeah, you're not a boy. When I was a boy, oh my God, I used to run into walls on purpose.
Is it just to feel something?
I wanted to feel. I don't know. It's like this. It's like there's something in you that wants to feel like the hardness of your head against something.
Right. I know it is a kid thing. Like in little kid behavior books, they talk about phases of headbanging, but I had never.
Me and my brother used to play chicken with each other. We would headbang, and the first guy to pull back was a chicken. Even though you're kind of acting like a chicken, you're kind of like.
I mean, I guess if you need to bang your head into something, forehead is probably a good area, right? So like a lot of skull up there.
I think so.
Versus the back.
Yeah.
But still, I just suddenly, like, a life of him seeking adrenaline just flashed before my eyes, like Fast and Furious, 14.
Yeah.
The Owen edition. What's your low?
My low is my dog Brule, who is, I love this dog. He's so beautiful, and he's got such a refined personality. He's got class and style, but he's got a horrible temper, and he bites, and he has bitten throughout his life.
This is the dog that I was like petting and playing with, and then you told me that he bites. I like Brule. He didn't want to snack on me.
I know, he's very sweet, but he's been biting the other dog. Both our dogs are ancient. They're like 15 or 16 years old.
Yeah.
And the white one has glaucoma, so her eye looks like it's about to burst out of her head.
This is Hannah, right?
Hannah, and she's got a wart that's the size of your fist on the back of her neck. Gross. She has dementia. She's completely blind. She walks into walls. Oh. She is not living her best life right now. And Brule, because she's weak, has been attacking her, and he bites her. And he
hate how they do that.
Yeah,
that's a dog thing.
He bit her in the face, and he tore her eye open.
Oh no!
And he attacks other dogs when we're walking, and he has bit people. And I'm sorry to say, I think it's time to put him down.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Because he is a liability.
He's a liability. He just, I mean, we could be sued. He could scar a child. You can't guarantee that you're going to be in control of your dog at all times.
Right.
And he gets spooked by strangers, and that's when he acts out. And, he attacked another dog. He was like hanging off the nose of a dog while we were taking a walk, Yeah, he's crazy.
And then, where's Erin in all this? What does she think?
We're all really sad, but I think we all agree, even like we've had friends be like, why is this dog still around? So
that's a really hard, really, really hard decision. I'm so sorry.
And well, what's sad about it is the other one's not going to be far behind.
Right. I mean, I thought that's, given everything you said about Hannah walking into walls and being blind, she sounds like the one whose time is up too.
And they both just go to the bathroom everywhere all the time.
Oh God! Has that
every
always
time
been
you
the
come
case,
home,
or because they're old?
No, it's because they're old.
Is Brule in poor health as well?
He's not in great health. He trembles nonstop, and so we have to give him pills for that, and then we give him Prozac for his temper every day, and then he also has a digestive problem where he vomits up his food a lot, so we have to give him Prilosec twice a day.
Have you tried ketamine in a doctor's office, in a vet's office for him? It is a vet drug, right?
Maybe some ketamine. That's what he wants.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ah,
So anyway, that's my
so
low. But let's
awful.
go from lows into reading some more advertising.
That'll be a good pick me up. Listen, you know what's delicious?
What?
Just egg. Did you
Oh, I
receive
love
some
it.
just egg? It is so I
I
like
got the
it better.
patties and I also got the batter. I
I
love it.
prefer it to chicken eggs. It's got a more umami, savory
Yep.
flavor. The
Yep.
new you doesn't do cholesterol in their omelets. The new you doesn't contribute to the industrial egg industry's mega polluting impact on the world. The new you wants a breakfast that does good and actually tastes good. That's where our next sponsor, Just Egg, comes in. Cholesterol-free, plant-based egg. It's so good, like decadent, delicious. You'll prefer it to chicken eggs, and it's good for the planet. Show off the new cholesterol-free you by buying a bottle of Just Egg today and doing the planet a solid all at the same time. Just Egg, really good eggs.
This episode is sponsored by Cometeer. Cometeer is the first coffee you melt to make.
It's
Delicious,
so good.
quality coffee that's ready in seconds. It's freshly brewed coffee arrives flash frozen inside the world's first 100% curbside recyclable capsule. Simple to melt, and you can make hot coffee, iced coffee, whatever. No machines or expensive equipment required. They've got light, medium, dark, single origin, and blended roast coffees. They flash freeze it at minus 321 degrees, and then they put it in these capsules. They look like you literally just boil some water, you put this thing in, and you've instantly got
the best tasting coffee you've ever had. It makes you angry at any other coffee you've had.
It actually tastes. I go to this place when I'm spoiling myself called Zinc, and I spend $4 on a cup of coffee, and I get an Americana. This tastes exactly the same.
Yeah.
They've got I should have written down all the different blends, but they have so many different blends and they send you a whole packet with the different ones you can try out. So it's Cometeer. Cometeer brings you the best coffee on the planet. It's incredible, but don't just take my word for it. Experience it for yourself and try the coffee you melt to make, brewed exclusively in partnership with award-winning roasters. And we've got a special deal for you. Save $20 off your first order when you sign up at cometeer.com/childish. That's COMETEER.com/childish. And we thank Cometeer for sponsoring the podcast.
Greg, you know what I like to do after a big old mug of the best tasting coffee I've ever had that was flash frozen and then eating a Just Egg? Touch myself, or maybe get busy with my husband. Isn't that a morning?
Earphones.
Dame Products is a woman-founded company making toys for sex that close the pleasure gap. I don't know if you know this, but women are 4 times more likely than men to say sex is, quote, not at all pleasurable in the past year. So these are products that are developed and tested by real people with vulvas in Dame Labs. They're engineered to bring your solo and coupled play to new heights. They're making the world a happier place, one vagina at a time. They have all different types of toys for you. There's one that, like, it's hands-free. It's got wings. It just tucks under your labia. That's innovative. Go to dameproducts.com/childish today for 15% off site-wide. Again, go to dameproducts.com/childish today for 15% off site-wide. Okay.
Wow.
I think it is probably time to hear a voicemail.
Yes, and thank you for your voicemails. Man, do I love hearing your voices. You only hear ours, and what's the number they can call us to
call us at, and please, leave us a comment, leave us a question. We especially love questions, but we'll take it all. 805-317-4243. Again, that's 805-317-4243. Okay.
Hi, Greg and Allison. My name is Heidi, and I listen to your podcast. My husband does too. I've gone back and I'm listening from the beginning, and I'm around 70-something right now. And I thought it was kind of funny because the podcast I was listening to, you were talking about baby names. And 2 of them gave me a reaction, Milo, to which I responded in my car by myself, my hi, and then also the name Arlo. So anyway, I was surprised you missed that. that joke because it was low-hanging fruit. But anyway, I really enjoyed it. Love listening to you guys. Keep up the good work. Bye.
Thank you, Heidi. We missed two low-hanging
My
high fruits.
My low hanging fruit.
And our low hanging fruit.
Yeah, we gotta be sharper on this stuff.
I know.
You don't want to miss the low hanging fruit.
In 2022, let's leave no fruit behind. Ooh, that'd be like leave no fruit behind. That's like making sure that you don't leave Greg at a party.
That's right. You ever been left at a party?
No, thankfully I have not. But I do remember my friend Holly had a party at a roller skating rink. This was a popular party destination for the people I grew up with. And we left in a van, and I don't know how long we've been driving. And then the mom goes, "Oh my God, we left Marit, who was this new transfer student." So she already felt left out, and then she was literally left behind. We went back and got her. I think it was okay. But at the same time, but that really burned itself into my memory. Have you been left behind?
Where did she transfer from?
I don't know. Just another school.
Oh, not from Ecuador.
No.
Oh, no, but I was on I got left behind when I was a kid. I was on a golf team, and all the other kids were at the pool. And this is a very, white problem, upscale problem.
For once.
And we're at the pool, and I was on the golf team, and the golf team left without me, and they went to an away game and an away match, and I missed it because they forgot to put me in the car.
How did you get home?
No. I was we belonged to a golf club, and I was still at the golf club, so I was the only kid left at the golf club. Everybody else was at the golf tournament.
Right, but I'm saying like.
So it wasn't like I was stranded in an alley, trying to get a nickel so I could get a pint of milk because I was starving and I had no shoes. Yeah, no, I had to sit at a pool at a country club.
Oh, so you just waited for them to come back.
Yeah.
I see.
It's not a hard luck story.
Right. Greg, what are you wearing? Because it looks like you're wearing like a furry black thing.
It's a furry black thing.
Are you wearing faux fur?
It's I think so. It's like it's beyond fleece. It's the softest softest cloth I've ever had on my body. My wife got it for me for Christmas. I guess it's a fleece, but it's a soft, puffy fleece, and it looks crazy. And I look like a homosexual, but I don't care. I've been wearing it every single day.
You don't have to make it about sexuality. You could also just look like someone who pays attention to fashion.
Like a homosexual. How is that knocking them? Can't you compliment?
Yeah, that's
like
true.
I'm literally saying I'm wearing something that's really nice and really comfortable.
Right.
Like a homosexual would wear.
Right. You're saying someone who is invested in the latest in fashion.
Yes.
You know what's weird though? I worked with a guy who was the most dude, like schlubby. I think he was into sports, not at all into fat. Like he looked like a member of the band Fish.
Yeah.
And he was gay.
Yeah.
And this was many, many years ago. And then I was like, this idea that all gay dudes are super fashionable, I think it's just a subset.
Oh no, one of my best friends, the guy that was he lived next door to me in Little Italy in New York for years. And then we moved out to LA at the same time, and we moved in next door to each other in Venice, where we've been next to each other for 20 years. He's gay. You would not know. Literally, I'd have to tell you 3 times before you finally went, no, I don't believe it.
Does he need a makeover? Is that what you're saying?
Dresses like a slob, likes sports. Yeah. He's a manly guy. He's like bad hygiene, never washes his car. But then when you come over his apartment, he's listening to show tunes, and you're like, oh, all right.
There's the tell.
What is it with show tunes and gay people?
I don't know, because I love show tunes. I myself love show tunes, so I don't.
You're a woman. There's very few straight men that listen to show tunes, but all gay men. Can I stereotype? All gay men like show tunes.
You just did. I think some of our gay listeners need to chime in. Let us know. What is it about show tunes? I have my own theory.
Yeah.
But I feel like my theory is very almost stereotypical. My theory is that like the raw emotion and the pageantry of show tunes appeals to people who aren't repressed. Like there's something in our culture that says men have to be like stoic and they can't enjoy something that's on its face pretty beautiful and enchanting, i.e. show tunes. But I don't know if that's true.
I happen to love show tunes. Oklahoma, love Oklahoma. I'll see it anytime it's playing.
I cannot get on board with Oklahoma.
Yeah, I love it.
And I saw a hero of mine, Charlotte Rae, in Oklahoma. And even that, like, I am very of a time. Like, I like your Phantom of the Opera, Les Miserables, Jesus Christ Superstar, cannot get enough of. Evita. I like
Hair,
all of those.
Grease.
I love Hair. I saw Hair in New York. I love Hair. Grease is okay.
Grease is okay?
I've never seen
the word. It's the word. It's the word that you heard.
The feeling, the passion.
Yeah.
I've never seen it on stage. I bet I would love it on stage.
Yeah.
Do we have some emails?
Here's one I kind of enjoyed. Your question about how often couples were having sex during the pandemic hit on something that has been bothering me. If you look up on average how often married couples have sex per year, you will see that it is somewhere between 52 and 62 times per year. This seems way high to me, taking into account elderly married couples, couples with young children, couples where one of the or both the members are dealing with depression. I don't see how this number is remotely accurate. To reach the numbers indicated, married couples need to have sex given the fact that 1 week of the month is typically off the table, this seems pretty high to be average. This guy's really protesting a little too strongly. Curious to hear what you think about the numbers if I'm completely off base. Thanks, Ryan. Ryan. You clearly are not closing with the wife more than once a week. That's obvious. Instead of worrying about national averages, why don't you figure out how you can get your sex life going? And that's not this podcast. I don't know what to tell you. Our podcast is post this podcast. Our podcast is the result of another podcast that gets you fucking.
Yeah, but I want to say something because I understand where Ryan is coming from in that when I hear from other people who talk about like the pandemic has, in fact, we'll do that on a future show. That was a question we had. Has the pandemic like enhanced or made worse your sex life? When I find out from other women who have kids around my kids' ages that they are not getting busy with their husbands that much, it makes me feel a lot better because I walk around feeling like, because like my libido is very low right now, and I walk around feeling guilty about that and feeling like there's something wrong with me and I'm not being a good wife, and so then when I find out that it's pretty common, it makes me feel a lot better. So I can understand where reading this figure is getting in his head. So to that end, I will say, where did you read this in Feel Bad About Yourself Monthly? Where did you get this info? That doesn't sound accurate to me either.
And the other thing is, it doesn't really matter what the number is. All that matters is communicate with your lover, same sex or otherwise. And what are you guys feeling? Are you feeling like you're both satisfied? Is one of you frustrated and the other one isn't? And then talk about it because, you may realize that both of you want to be having sex more, but you don't want to put the other person out or whatever it is. There's all these subconscious things we're trying to like figure out about each other. Say it, put it out there. Me and the wife talked about it with the kids. We're empty nesters now. And we talked about our sex life and how it's going to be different now than it was before. And that's a healthy thing. And it's an exciting conversation to have. It's a fun conversation to have. And if it's not, sometimes it's a heavy conversation that needs to be had.
What was the conversation? Was it like now, anytime?
Yeah, basically.
I'll tell Daniel, don't worry, honey, in 18 years. Can you wait just 18 years? Less than that. 16. Can you wait 16 years?
Yeah.
20 if Owen doesn't go away to school, but
You start to see why the British send their kids off to boarding school when they're like 9.
To get some?
To get some.
It doesn't seem like a culture that's like super into getting some.
Not when you're taking $1 million for Wordle.
No.
No, you're clearly not going for it, England.
Mm-mm.
You've given up on taking over the world. That's for sure.
Greg, did we do it again?
I don't think so because they said that we couldn't.
Well,
So
they're wrong.
they are, aren't they?
I heard a song about it earlier.
Yeah.
They're wrong. They're dumb.
They are
Egg
wrong.
on your face, people who think we can't do it again. We've continually proven you wrong. So when are you going to get over it?
We're going to keep proving you wrong for the next, what did we say, till I'm 79? So we've got 24 more years of Childish and then Grandchildish, the spinoff, like Blackish and Grownish.
Right. And
Yeah.
so for 6 of those, if I'm doing the math right, Daniel will be satisfied.
Yes. And those are the shows you really want to tune in
The
for.
final 6 years of the podcast.
Yeah, tune in for those. And I think our sponsors are going to be Viagra, KY Jelly.
Yeah. Flomax. I don't know what that does, but it's something that we'll probably need at that point.
Yeah.
Denture cream,
washcloths, leaf blowers.
Leaf blowers.
I mean, it's going to be a mess.
Oh, just to clean it out?
Just to clean all the old pubic hair out of the bed. Yeah.
It's a beautiful picture. Where can we find you, Greg?
You can find me in Lexington, Kentucky, February 24th through the 26th at a little place called Comedy Off Broadway. And then I will be coming to the Waiting Room in Omaha, Nebraska the following night, February 27th, Omaha. And then St. Patrick's Day, get your tickets right away. This one always sells out. It's at the Hollywood Improv. We do St. Patty's Day, March 17th, every year. It's been a tradition for about 15 years, and it goes on. You're going to make it this year? You never make it.
I never make it. Maybe I'll make it this year.
Maybe you make it this year.
Who's going to be on the bill? Do you know yet?
Well, Mike Gibbons always performs, and Dennis Gubbins will make an appearance. And then I got to reach out. I usually wait till I get a little closer to the date, and then I start reaching out, see who's in town. You know,
it's always an amazing lineup.
Yeah, the big headliners they're not going to commit to a show where they're barely making any money a month and a half out.
Right.
So, you know, we wait, we see who's kind of like available, and then we go from there.
Nice.
And we try to keep it Irish, of course.
Of course. I'm surprised you're even letting me in.
Oh, Rosen?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, Rosen.
I'll put an O on your name on the guest list.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And listen to my podcast, Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend, and also check out my newish podcast, Upwardly Weekly. It comes out on Saturdays. It's the lighthearted news podcast.
All right. I'm Greg Fitzsimmons.
I'm Allison Rosen.
And we are
Childish. All right. Bye, everyone who watched us on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in on YouTube. Doesn't Allison look nice today?